Investment in coal mining in India. The Union Cabinet has approved an ordinance to attract the investment in coal mining. The ordinance amends Mines and Minerals Developments and Regulation Act 1957 and Coal Mines Special Provisions Act 2015. The Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act 1957 regulates the mining sector in India and specifies the requirements for obtaining and granting mining leases for mining operations. Coal Mines Special Provisions Act 2015 is an act that provides for allocation of coal mines and vesting of the right, title, and interest in and over the land and the mine infrastructure, together with the mining leases, to successful bidders with a view to ensure continuity in coal mining operations and the production of coal. The amendment opens up coal mining to any firm whose office is registered in India, open to all. Earlier, the government used it to auction coal and ignite mining licenses only to companies engaged in iron and steel, power, coal washing sectors. By opening to everyone, the government seeks to democratize the coal mining sector. The foreign direct investment move will promote the foreign direct investment in the sector. This will help India gain access to sophisticated technology such as underground mining used for global miners. This may also bring an end to state-run Coal India Limited Maharatna Company monopoly in the sector. Coal production. With this move, the government aims at greater participation in commercial mining of coal and targets a 1,000 million tons of coal production by financial year 2023 to 24. The country produced 730 million tons of coal in 2018-19. The import substitution. The move will boost both the production and mining efficiency besides substituting the import of coal worth 30,000 crore. Despite having the world's fourth largest coal reserves, India imported 235 million tons of coal in 2019, which nearly cost about 30,000 crore. The enhanced competitiveness. The steel industry would get cheaper inputs, leading to the increase in competitiveness. The amendment extends the policy of composite mining license to the coal sector. The composite mining license is a prospective license which is followed by a grant of a mining lease. That is, composite mining license is a prospecting license which is followed by the grant of mining lease. Earlier, the policy of composite mining license was in force for explored blocks of most non-coal minerals. This move will add to the certainty of tenure from the prospecting to the production stages. Coal in India. The coal is the main source of energy in India. This fossil fuel is found in the form of the sedimentary rocks and often known as the black gold. Formation. It originates from the black organic matter wood. When large tracts of forest are buried under the sediments, wood is burnt and decomposed due to the heat from the below and pressure from the above. The phenomenon makes the coal but takes centuries to complete. Classification. The coal can be classified on the basis of the carbon content as follows. Anthracite. It is the best form of coal which carries 80 to 95% carbon content. It has the highest calorific value. It is found in small quantity in Jammu and Kashmir. Bituminous. It carries 60 to 80% of carbon content and a low level of moisture content. It is widely used and has a high calorific value. It is found in the Jharkhand, West Bengal, Odisha, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh. Lignite. It is often brown in color. It carries 40 to 55% carbon content. It has high moisture content, so it gives a smoke when burnt. It is found in Rajasthan, Lakhimpur, Assam and Tamil Nadu. Peat. It has less than 40% carbon content. It has low calorific value and burns like wood. Regulation. Ownership of minerals. The state governments are owners of the minerals located within the boundary of the state concerned. The central government is the owner of the minerals underlying the ocean within the territorial waters of exclusive economic zone of India. Granting of mineral concessions. The state government grants mineral concessions for all the minerals located within the boundary of the state under the provisions of the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act 1957 and Mineral Concession Rules 1960. However, for minerals specified in the first schedule of the Minerals and Minerals Development and Regulation Act 1957, the approval of central government is necessary. Schedule 1 contains minerals such as coal and ignite, contains minerals such as coal and ignite, minerals of rare earth and group metals such as uranium and thorium. That is done by the approval of central government. That is, Schedule 1 contains Schedule 1 minerals are approved by the central government. Schedule 1 contains coal, lignite, like minerals of the rare earths group containing uranium, thorium, like that. Also, central government notifies certain minerals as minor minerals from time to time, for which the absolute powers for deciding on the procedures of seeking the applications for and granting the mineral concessions, fixing rates of royalty, dead rent, and power to revise orders rest with only the state government. Examples of minor minerals include building stones, gravel, ordinary clay, ordinary sand, etc.